Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria and Ekiti State shall be blessed. Amen. Dear colleagues, I want to welcome us to yet another plenary session. As we are aware, today is Tuesday, the 4th day of March 2025. And it's been a fulfilling year for us. I welcome you all to this session. Without wasting time, I will quickly run us through our votes and proceedings for Tuesday, 4th day of February 2025. And I will quickly want us to look at it in case you have any observation, any correction you want to make, you can signify. So I will run us through it from page 1. Honorable Longe, how may I help you? You know, it's always good to be observant to know those who are not totally here. So you are here now. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4, which is the last page. In the absence of no comment, observation, may I also say that I've read through, and I can say that these votes and proceedings actually represent the true reflection of what transpired on that fateful day and at that plenary session. On that note, I said the votes and proceedings of February 4, 2025 is hereby approved. Madam Clerk, any message from Mr. Governor?
Mr. Speaker, none for today.
Yes, for the other announcement, it is no longer news that the 7th Assembly has been able to purchase a coaster bus for the House of Assembly. And let me commend the committee set up to handle this for us. Committee headed by Honorable Oluwayomi Ebenezer Ayorinde. I deliberately mentioned Ebenezer. Ni Oluwa ran wa lọ́wọ́ dé, but Oluwa ṣì máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ sí. So we should know that, and thank you for a job well done. And our digitalization effort, which is also an ongoing process. Leader of the House, I believe that part of the complex has been activated now. The Wi-Fi. Okay. You can. So now we have a free Wi-Fi in some part of the house, of the complex. And I believe that before end of next week, the entire complex, save for commission, will have been totally activated, free Wi-Fi. And I believe the chamber is part of places where you can now use free Wi-Fi. So members can access Wi-Fi right inside this chamber now as we speak. Also, in the course of last week, we lost a member of our staff, one of the official reporters. We pray that God will stop such in our midst, and we ask that God will repose our soul. It's one of our official reporters who has been sick for a while, and we pray that God will repose our soul. Amen. Yes, any other announcement from your constituency or your committee? Another announcement? Okay. Any public petition?
Mr. Speaker, we have public petitions.
Yes, I think we have about 3 petitions, and in quick succession, I will call on the minority leader to take the petition with him.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I am Honorable Oladele Olaoye. I represent the good people of Ekiti East, Constituency 1. Before me today, I have a petition from Ekiti East Classic Team against the Managing Director of Benin Electricity Distribution Company, Ekiti East Regional Headquarters, Ado Ekiti, Ekiti State. I will read the headings. Dear sir, the petition for compensation and safety measure regarding the substandard electrical concrete poles installed in Ekiti East that led to the tragic death of Mr. Oluwatui Taiwo, a.k.a. Tatasi. We, Ekiti East Classic Team, write to formally petition on behalf of the family of Mr. Oluwatui Taiwo, Tatasi, a dedicated electrical technician who tragically lost his life on Wednesday, 29 January 2025, while on assignment performing his duty in Ekiti, Ekiti East local government, due to a substandard electrical concrete pole installed by the contractor. The deceased was carrying out electrical maintenance on a concrete electric pole when it unexpectedly broke and collapsed, causing the final fall and the death of the deceased on the spot. I'll read the prayer. The Classic Team is now demanding for compensation for the deceased family, immediate integrity test on all concrete poles in the transmission line, also implementation of regular safety inspection to be carried out on all the poles supplied by the contractor. We trust that your company, BEDC, values human life and safety, and we act swiftly to address this concern. Failure to respond positively to this demand may lead to us to pursue illegal action and seek redress through the relevant authority. Signed by Ekiti East Classic Team, the coordinator, and the PRO. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Please, you can proceed to lay the petition. Yes, I take Honorable Ayo Adegbite to present his own petition.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
The chairman in charge of petition.
My distinguished colleagues, My name is Ayode Jadegbit, representing Ado Constituency 1. This petition is from the Iwaro community of Apa Road, Ado Ekiti.
Please, can you just give us the heading and the signatories and the dates?
So the heading is Urgent Appeal for Essential Amenities in Iwaro Community. The petition is addressed to Mr. Speaker. They are complaining of lack of road, electricity, and other amenities. It is signed by the Secretary and the Chairman of Iwaro Community, Adon Kora Abiodun, that's the Secretary, and Elder Adediran Ezekiel, Chairman, Iwaro Community.
Thank you very much. Please, you can step forward to lay the petition. But I will advise, my own advice to this community is to channel this to community development. There is Ministry of Community Development. They should first of all approach them. And however, Committee on Local Government, I wish. Which committee again is responsible for community development? Agric and Rural Development. Okay, Committee on Agric and Rural Development. You can also discuss with them after we must have adopted it as a working document of the House. But it's better that they should channel that to Ministry of Rural Development. I know they have something around that can assist them. Now I take Honorable Tokpe Lunge.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Lunge Temitokwe Adimola, and I represent the good people of Oye Constituency 1, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning before you to table a petition before you, a petition that has to do with men of the customs that have their posts at Idiagba, somewhere along Ilawe Road, Ado Ekiti, Mr. Speaker. The Right Honorable Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly Complex, Saliu Adeotiwe, Ado Ekiti. There, sir, molestation and unprofessional conduct of one Mr. Adesomi, a custom officer at Idia Agba checkpoint along Ilawe Road, Ado Ekiti. Right Honorable Speaker, with profound respect, sir, I write to express my reservation and dissatisfaction at the distasteful treatment meted out to me by one Mr. Adesomi, a member of the customs officers team that manned the checkpost at the Diagba area, Ilawe Road, Ado Ekiti. Right Honorable Speaker, on Thursday, the 13th February 2025, while returning from an official trip from Ikogosi, Ekiti, in my Mercedes-Benz car with registration number Abuja RSH 606BL, the said officer of the Nigerian Customs flagged me down and demanded for my vehicle documents. Mr. Speaker, this I willingly presented to him. As if this was not enough, this overzealous officer requested the custom documents of my 5-year-old vehicle. I made frantic efforts to explain to him that this car has been on the Nigerian roads for more than 5 years, and that since I did not operate within the border zone, I consider it not necessary to drive around with customs documents. Because, Mr. Speaker, as we all know, as lawmakers, we know the work of the custom officers is to man our borders and do the work of border control for influx and outflux of goods and services to Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, despite the concerted efforts, including the intervention of the Right Honorable Speaker and other colleagues, to persuade him to see reason with me, it all fell on deaf ears. The officer remained recalcitrant and impervious to logical reasoning, as pleadings and concrete explanations made to rescind this unfriendly decision were treated with disdain. Mr. Speaker, information also has it that officers attached to this particular checkpoint are notorious for harassing, intimidating, bullying, and extorting money from unsuspecting innocent car owners plying this road. The industrious middle-aged men of our dear Ekiti State are bullied by these customs officers, threatening them of impounding their cars in their bid to extorting them of their hard-earned currencies. We have had several cases, several petitions, several people that have been subjected to this unfair treatment by the members of customs at that particular checkpoint along Gilawe Road there. Mr. Speaker, in the light of the above, I want to respectfully call on this honorable House to address this challenge as members of the custom officers, as exemplified by Mr. Adesomi, has constituted themselves into law at this checkpoint. Right, Honorable Speaker, it is this particular custom officer, Mr. Adesomi, has constituted himself to an authority, an untouchable. His style of handling his official assignment is unprofessional, ridiculous, and devoid of any atom of finesse. His embarrassing and intimidating style of executing assignments should be called to order, as tongues are wagging against him and members of his team. Remember, Mr. Speaker, a stitch in time saves 9. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Longa Timothy Akwa Ademola, Oye Constituency 1.
Yes, thank you. Please, you can proceed to lay the petition. Well, I believe there is another petition. No, not that one. There is another one before. I have a similar petition. One by Barrister Bolan. Yes. Leader of the House, can you take that petition? It's on. There is a soft copy of the petition, and we have the hard copy. It's with you, Leader of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The petition is headed petition on the harassment, unlawful impoundment of white BMW car with vehicle.
Member have this petition on the platform. Yes.
The petition is from Mr. Bola Oladuni Daniels, Esquire, and is titled Petition on the Harassment, Unlawful Impoundment of White BMW Car with Vehicle Information Number WBA 3D 32020 FK 57493. Letter of claim. I write to your good office as a citizen of Nigeria and an agent of the Ekiti State, which I'm proud to associate with as my father's land. I'm a legal practitioner who, by reason of the nature of my legal services, exercise my right to freedom of movement within and all around Nigeria without restraint, as guaranteed by the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. On the 3rd of December 2024, I embarked on a journey from Lagos State to Ado to attend the said business meeting with a client and his business investor. I was not disturbed or stopped by the custom officers at different checkpoints stationed at interstate borders I drove through. On getting to Ilawe, Ado, custom uniform officers with 2 of them wielding gun waved me to stop and parked my white BMW with vehicle information number as earlier read. As a law-abiding citizen with respect for the law, as a foreign agency, I complied. A custom officer without a name strap on his uniform approached me and asked for my custom papers, which I complied. I noticed that all the custom officers with uniform had no name on their uniform. 2 out of the 4 custom officers Two out of the 4 custom officers wielded AK-47 rifles and had black masks on to cover their faces from facial identification. I also noticed that the custom green Hilux vehicle parked had no inscription stating the command they were from, except for the plate number on the Hilux vehicle. After about 10 minutes, another or a different custom officer without a name strap on his uniform approached me in my white BMW and ordered that I step out of my car to see his boss, the head of the team. Again, I complied and went to see him. On getting to where the customs head of team sat, I noticed he was on mufti. I introduced myself, stated my name, and also informed him that I'm a legal practitioner. I asked for his name. He was quite reluctant. I said I would not have any conversation with him because he was on mufti. It was at that point he responded and said, "Officer Ade Fadamsi." The said custom officer is quite tall, about 6 feet 2 inches tall. Officer Ade Fadamsi informed him that the custom duty he paid was insufficient. He asked him if the custom duty paper was fake. He confirmed that it was original. He stated that when the BM arrived at the Tinkan port, it was duly inspected by the custom authority at the custom zone. The custom duty to be paid was assessed by the custom authority, and I paid the assess fee as stated on the custom duty papers, issued and duly signed, dated and stamped by a senior custom officer. Officer Ade Fadamsi got irritated. He was furious. I was arguing with him. I responded I was only having an intelligent conversation with him and stating the obvious fact that the document speaks for itself and enjoys presumption of regularity, being a custom duty paper duly issued after the payment of the assessed custom duty. Nothing to deal with me and towed the vehicle to the custom command office in Akure. I informed Officer Ade Fadamsi that I had not committed any offense to be treated in such degrading manner. One of the officers, custom officers without a name strap on his uniform, who had met me earlier, came to meet me that if I should do the needful, he will pacify his boss. I asked if doing the needful means paying a bribe. The custom officer retorted that I am the one that has a scheduled appointment, that they are here all day. The officer Ade Fadamsi gave the other custom officer directive to impound the vehicle and to restrain his right to personal liberty and freedom of movement to drive my car, as he stationed 2 gun-wielding custom officers on him. A gun-wielding officer with masks was stationed beside my car, and the other standing directly at the front of it, but a few steps away from the car, threatening to shoot if I exercised my constitutionally guaranteed right of personal liberty and freedom of movement in the event I drove the car from the impounded spot. As a result, he was scared for his life, and he was psychologically traumatized with the way the custom officer treated him like a common criminal. Again, he stepped out of his car to speak with the officer, who gave such threatening directive or order to allow him leave. All entities fell on deaf ear, and his car was detained. He suffered public shame and harassment despite the intervention of the Right Honorable Speaker. This officer left these premises that he was going to have his lunch. After waiting for hours, the officer returned. He approached after waiting for hours for the officer to return, he approached the other custom officers and informed them that he needed to go with the car, having waited for so long. The custom officer said he did not have the directive order to release the car to me. And these are his prayers. that Officer Adefadansi be called to order and his act of harassing the people of Ekiti State and extort them of their money should stop. That the impounded confiscation, seizure, or detention of the vehicle, BMW car with vehicle information number WBA 3D3202 OFK57493 without any lawful justification by the officer Adefadansi and other officers, custom officers acting on behalf of the Nigerian Customs Service is unlawful, illegal, null and void, unconstitutional, and a violation of the client's constitutionally guaranteed fundamental rights. That the harassment, intimidation, and treatment to impound, seize, and detain the client's vehicle as earlier identified by Officer Adefadansi and other custom officers acting on behalf of the Nigerian Customs Service is illegal, unlawful, and unconstitutional, and a gross and unjustified violation of the petitioner's rights to personal liberty, freedom of movement, and dignity of human person and privacy as guaranteed by Section 34, 35, 37, and 41 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and Articles 5, 6, 7, and 12, subsection 1 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Cap A9, LFN 2004, to cause Officer Adefadansi to give a written apology, signed by Bola Oladuni Daniels, Esquire.
Second petition, and you can lay the two together.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The second petition is from the barristers and solicitors Olarewaju Akigbolu and Co. And the title is Appeal Against Abologbonrin Ojo's Dismissal.
Abologbonrin
Ojo's dismissal following grant pardon. We act as solicitors to Abologbonrin Ojo, who is referred to here as a client, and on whose instruction they are writing this petition to appeal against his dismissal from office, which occurred on 21st day of February 2014, following his involvement in the loss of some electrical fittings at the Ministry of Works and Transportation Ekiti. The solicitors are pleased to inform us that after serving his jail term, he was granted a pardon by the then State Governor, His Excellency Dr. John Kawade Fayemi, on the 10th October 2019. It is worthy of note that he was a dedicated and hardworking civil servant for the 13 years he was in the service and is committed to making our amends and ensuring that such incident never happen again, as he has learned his mistakes and decided to be a better person, useful to the world, his dear country, and himself. In light of the above, they assure us that he has undergone significant personal growth, transformation, and deeply reflected on his past mistakes during his time away. He has also renewed his sense of commitment and integrity to uphold highest standards of conduct. Since his dismissal from work, feeding has become a severe problem for him, as he does not have any source of income, and his family and friends depend on him for survival, can no longer bear his financial, can no longer bear his financial burden. His children are at the verge of dropping out of school, and our client is becoming a shadow of himself. It should be noted that the previous appeal to Ministry of Education and Service Matters for reinstatement has met brick walls. In a bid to elevate the hardship of this petitioner, the solicitor respectfully requests that we consider the petitioner's dismissal and explore the possibility of restating, as he is eager to resume his duties immediately and contribute to the success of the state civil service and his dear state. Thank you for considering this appeal.
Yes, thank you. Please, can you proceed and lay the two reports? Yes, thank you. We have about 5 petitions, so I will call leader of the House to move for their adoption as the working document of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, having received all these petitions and documents, I would like to move a motion that this House adopts this document as working document so as to further treat them as required. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable Femi Akindele.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues. Good morning. I'm Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. I represent the entire celestial and terrestrial bodies of Report in Federal Constituency 1. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise this morning to second the motion ably moved by leader of government business that the petitions before the House be adopted as working document of the House. I so second. Thank you.
So I put the question, if you are in support, that all these petitions as presented and laid before this House become the working documents of this House, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Like I said, there are 5 petitions. The first petition from Ekiti East on the death occasion, allegedly occasioned by the negligence of BDC, will be referred to the Committee on Infrastructure and Public Utilities to handle that petition. That's the petition from Ekiti East, while the petition bordering on the harassment, 2 of it, because of time, I would have even asked that we discuss that petition at the Committee of the Whole House today, but because of time, we might take it as a Committee of the Whole House to discuss the issue of harassment, or we allow a committee to go and handle it and report to the Committee of the Whole House at the next plenary session. So I am going to refer that to the Committee of Petition. Let them handle that petition, and please let's invite those mentioned and the petitioners. But I would rather step down the petition from Honorable Tokpelonge, or he recused himself from your committee. Oh, he's not a member of your committee. Okay. All right. But when we are discussing it on the floor of the House, will he be able to participate? These are the issues. Or we just stick to the petition from Brajisakbola Ogunyemi and step down the petition from Honorable Tokpelonge, being a member of this House. One things, and when you look at the fact, though they are similar matters, but speaks to the same act, and we can take that. The other petition from Iwaro, like I said, I think they should first of all dispense with the other avenue before we look into that. Do you agree to that? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Leader of the House. Any personal explanation? Anyone with personal explanation? All right, thank you very much. I call on the Leader of the House to run us through the order of the day. I know we don't have a matter of urgent public importance. That's why I didn't call you, because nobody mentioned that to me. So, Leader of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, I'm Honorable Tolilo Kwege. I represent Ekiti Southwest Constituency 2, and I would like to join Right Honorable Speaker to welcome you all to today's plenary. Right Honorable Speaker, I have the order paper for Tuesday, 4th March 2025 here with me, and the order of the day, there are 8 items. Item 1 is the consideration of the Ekiti State Petition Reform Law, that is at the Committee of the Whole House.
I think that should be report on the consideration. The Committee of the Whole House has actually met, sat twice. And the last time we invited the commissioner, yes, we invited the commissioner for finance and other relevant stakeholders.
Yes.
The committee of the House has sat and we have looked into it. And I remember a committee, ad hoc committee headed by Honorable Awoniyi, also sat, conducted public engagement and public hearing, and they came with a report. We considered the report. We also felt that we should invite, which we have done. So it should be the report of the consideration, which we are going to render today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable. So it's to read the final consideration of the report of the deliberations at the Committee of the Whole House on the Ekiti State Pension Reform Law. 2, consideration of the report of Committee on Education, Science and Technology on Ekiti State Senior Secondary School Board Bill 2025, also at the Committee of the Whole House. Then item 3 is the consideration of the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board, also at the Committee of the Whole House. Item 4 is the Ekiti State Local Content Second Amendment Bill, going for first, second reading. Item 5 is the State Quality of Care Bill 2025, going for second reading. Item 6 is the report of an oversight assignment conducted by the House Committee on Investment, Trade and Industry on its visit to the State House, NANET in Abuja. And item 7 is also the report of ad hoc committee on a petition by the retirees of Bamidele Olumide University of Education, Science and Technology, Boesti Ikere. And the last item is adjournment.
Yes, kindly reorder item 6 and 7. Let item 6 move to 7, and 7 comes to 6.
Right, Honorable Speaker. I would like to move the motion that...
No, just reorder, don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. So please, let's reorder item 6 and 7. Just move 6 to 7 and 7 back to 6. Thank you. So, Leader of the House.
Right, Honorable Speaker, thank you. With your permission, I would like to move a motion that this House dissolves into Committee of the Whole House.
I said item 1 is a report of the Committee of the Whole House. We are not sitting at the Whole House, so it's at plenary we are going to consider it. We have discussed it at the Committee of the House. Is the Committee of the House now want to report to the plenary? So
Yes,
we will
sir.
not dissolve to plenary to do that one.
Yes, sir.
We will not dissolve to Committee of the House.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
We will not dissolve to the Committee of the House. We will do it now at plenary.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. You will recall that on the 4th of February, this House sat, and at the Committee of the Whole House, the Commissioner for Finance, the NOGE President, and other relevant stakeholders were called upon to shed further light on why, and particularly on some of the provisions of the Ekiti State Pension Reform Law, this first amendment, which was after the ad hoc committee set up and headed by Honorable Jacob Awoniyi had earlier presented their report, and the Committee of the House considered that report, and we felt that some other stakeholders should shed more light on some provisions. And after our meeting at the Committee of the Whole House, we agreed, and having considered all section by section, you recall that we look at all the section of that bill, and we came to a conclusion that the Committee of the Whole House should report back to the plenary that looking at the proposed amendment made by the ad hoc committee and the further amendment we also propose at the Committee of the Whole House, that this bill should be allowed to stay through the third reading. I will call on Honorable Bosolo Okere to confirm if that was exactly what we discussed at the committee of the whole House.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. The speaking speaker. I'm Honorable Bosolo Okere. I represent the good people of the Special Republic that is existing within the nation, F1 Republic. I rise this afternoon, to confirm that the report given by the Speaker is exactly what happened at the committee of the whole House. I so confirmed.
That the report as given by the chairman of the committee of the whole House and also confirmed by Honorable Bosolo Okere, the chief whip, was a true reflection of what transpired at the committee of the whole House of 4th day of February 2025. Say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. So on that note, I will now take us through the provisions again before I call on the clerk of the House to take the third reading. It was agreed at that committee of the whole House that the title of this bill shall be a bill for a law to amend the State Pension Reform Law 2022 and other matters connected therewith 2025. If you are supposed to say aye, if you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. We also agree that the arrangement of sections shall be in this order. Number 1, amendment of the State Pension Reform Law 2022. Number 2, amendment of Section 7 of the Principal Law. Number 3, alteration of Section 12(1) of the Principal Law. Number 4, renumbering of Section 67 of the Principal Law as Section 68. And also amendment, which is number 5, amendment of Section 68 of the Principal Law. And 6 is citation. If you agree, this is what we have agreed to, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. It is also part of our consideration that this bill is enacted by the State House of Assembly. Of course, you will agree it's not from Kogi. We also agree that the State Pension Reform Law 2022 in this bill, referred to as the Principal Law, is hereby amended as set out below. Section 7 of the Principal Law is amended by inserting additional subsection 8, and please, including the amendment we have adopted, proposed by the ad hoc committee and the committee of the whole House. All of these have been incorporated into this law. So if you agree that Section 1, Section 2, and Section 7, Section 12, Section 67, Section 68, as proposed, form part of this law, of this bill, which is to be passed to law, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. We also, the citation, we agree that this shall be called, the citation shall be, shall be cited as the Ekiti Pension Reform First Amendment Law 2025 and not 2024. That's the citation. So that this law now shall be cited upon passage and assented to by Mr. Governor shall be cited as the Ekiti Pension Reform First Amendment Law 2025. If I suppose, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. And that is the end of the report. On that note, I call on the clerk of the House to take the third reading.
The Right Honorable Speaker and distinguished honorable members of the 7th Assembly, Ekiti State Pension Reform Law, First Amendment, 2025, third reading. Thank you.
Thank you. The bill has been passed into law. Awaiting Mr. Governor consent. Thank you. Let me commend my dear colleagues for a job well done on this bill. You will recall, even though this bill took time on our shelf, it's about 4 months that we have been working on this bill. After first reading, I remember that a rigorous debate. It was a very, the passion with which we commented that day, I recall, and the ad hoc committee that also worked on this bill, I know they did a thorough job. I remember they have to bring in all stakeholders. I mentioned somewhere that in the history of this state, of maybe known to me, at least I've been here for a little time now, and I've been witnessing proceedings. This pension reform bill, the public hearing really generated, called for a large number of people. They have never witnessed such attendance of people came for public hearing on a bill. This particular bill generated a lot, and I so much appreciate all the stakeholders and their concerns, which the House has also really considered. And as if that is not enough, the ad hoc committee gave their report, the report that the committee of the House also considered, but not satisfied, not that they have not done a thorough job, but to be sure that we are fair to all manner of people, because particularly those that the law will affect. We also again invited other stakeholders like NOGE and other unions, and the Commissioner of Finance, who has primary duty over this, and the Permanent Secretary, Pension Commission, PENCOM, yes, Pension Commission, and the rest of them were here to also shed further light. And the House members look at everything. At the end of the day, we came up with this, the passage of this bill. Commend us for a job well done. Thank you, and God bless you all. I call on the Leader of the House.
Honorable Speaker, and I also want to appreciate my colleagues. I'm Honorable Tori Lopwege, representing the Southwest Constituency 2. Right, Speaker, the second item is the consideration of the report of the Committee on Education, Science and Technology on the State Senior Secondary School Board Bill 2025. In view of this, I would like to move a motion that this House dissolves to Committee of the Whole to treat and, if possible, give safe passage to this bill. I so move.
Any seconder to that? Yes, Honorable Christiana. Abimbola Sholanke. Why are you looking at? Are you no longer Christiana?
The Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Abimbola Sholanke, member representing Moba Constituency 1. I rise this afternoon to second the motion as moved by the majority leader. Thank you.
Thank you. I put the question. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This plenary dissolved to the Committee of the House. We will preside from here. Thank you. Now, Leader of the House. Dear colleague, let me welcome us to this Committee of the House meeting. On our list, we have two matters to consider. Number one is to consider the report of Education, Committee on Education, Science and Technology, which have their report on the Ekiti State Senior Secondary School Board Bill 2025. We also have on our list, we want to consider the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board Amendment Bill 2025. So we'll take it one after the other. We'll consider the report of the Committee on Education and Science, Technology in respect of Ekiti State Senior Secondary School Board Bill 2025 now, not 20. Well, it's part of what they have amended, though, 2024. So I will want us to look at the bill in line with the report of the committee. So, can we start with the title of the bill? The title of the bill is a bill for a law to provide for the establishment of the board for the management of public secondary schools in Ekiti State and for other matter incidental thereto or connected therewith. Honorable Tudoke, how do you see this title of the bill? Look at the title of the bill. Don't you have your bill?
Right Honourable Speaker, Mr. Chairman, I'm a member of the ad hoc committee that work on that bill. So the reports given to the House, I'm part of the member. I'm part of the committee that submitted the report.
I said, don't you have your own bill?
I don't have any.
Look at your bill very well.
As far as the bill is concerned, I've made my own inputs at the committee level, and we have submitted our report.
All right, thank you. Yes. Anybody that has anything to say on the title of the bill? The title. Is the title not too long? A bill for a law to provide for the establishment of the board for the management of public secondary school in Ekiti State and for other matters incidental thereto or connected therewith. Okay. Then the committee. All right, Honorable Femi Akindele.
Right Honourable Speaker, dear colleagues, I'm Honourable Femi Olarewaju Akindele. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to believe that that's a long title. We can derive a short title from the long title.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll do the short title of the long title. Now, let's look at the arrangement of the bill. And I believe the committee that worked, they have done a great job. So we might not really bother ourselves. Let us adopt in total the report of that committee and also look at their proposed amendments. One of the proposed amendments is in section 2, line 4. We can look at section 2, line 4, where they propose that to avoid ambiguity in the definition of the board, hard education, so that it will not just be the board, but we should add education. When you look at line 4 of section 2, so board means the State Senior Secondary School Education Board. Education Board. That board, where they put board, put it as Education Board. Though what that place simply means, anywhere you see board in this law, it also means Education Board. Then in line 15 of section 2, line 15, When you look at where they put Ekiti, so inside Ekiti, between Article D and the word governor, I think it's important for us to do that. Insert noun Ekiti between Article D, that is to read the governor, the Ekiti governor, sorry. The Ekiti State governor. So Ekiti is missing, so that Osun State governor will not come and claim that this law is talking about him. Let it be reflected. Also, another proposed section is teachers. And they said we should put it there that teachers in the public senior secondary school. You know, we have teachers in the private secondary school, but for this purpose is teachers in the public senior secondary school in Ekiti State. Then it was also further proposed under Section 3. Let's look at Section 3. And under subsection 2B, there is a proposal that the preposition between the word director and Article D should be changed to now read the permanent secretary or a representative, not below a director from the Ministry of Education. I hope we get that. Under Section 3.2b, there is the permanent secretary. Change that preposition between the word director and Article D. Also, under Section 3.2c, there is a preposition between the word director and Article D, and it should read the permanent secretary or a representative, not below a director from the Ministry of Finance. I don't know if there is any other comment. All right. Then Section 3.2e, let's look at this proposal. When you look at Section 3.2e, a representative of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, a serving teacher from the secondary school, we are proposing that it should not just be a teacher, but we should add a phrase to it with at least 10 years cognate experience in the service. You know, we are looking at the composition of the board, those that can be appointed into the board. And the proposal, the bill that was brought before us is proposing that a representative of the Nigerian Union of Teachers should be there, a serving one, but we are now saying it must be somebody with a cognate experience, not less than 10 years. I think that is important. Because a teacher employed today is already a serving teacher. But I think a cognate experience is also important. And that is what the committee has also proposed. Do we agree that we have that? Also, Section 3.2g. Let's look at 3.2g. Same thing that befell Section 3.2e is the same proposal the committee has suggested, that is, we should add the phrase, at least 10 years of cognate experience in the service. A representative of the State Parent-Teacher Association. Do we need any cognate experience on this one? I don't think so. PTA. They said a representative of the State Parent-Teacher Association. PTA. Yes, you can make your comments, Honorable Tudel. Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, G, sorry, I'm reading it.
G, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank
All
you,
right.
thank you. So a representative of the non-academic staff union of secondary school sector with at least 10 years cognate experience, like a bossa, these are non-academic teachers. I agree with you. And I think, but can't we make it just 5 years? Why 10 years? For the non-academic. Why proposing 10 years? Yes, Honorable Awoniyi.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable members of the House. We suggested 10 years as at least a person, a non-teaching staff that will be appointed to such an enviable position, at least must have spent 10 years in service. If you say 5 years, the experience might not be so much there.
Okay, are you also looking at somebody who is already pensionable? Because if you have not spent 10 years, you cannot be pensionable.
That's a very good
Is that the
reason.
basis?
That's another good reason, sir.
If that is the basis, it's a good point.
Thank you, sir.
But somebody who is 5 years old
5 years.
on the job,
He can decide to run away anytime. Yes. He can secure another better job and go. But somebody with 10 years will now be considering so many.
all right, you are the chairman. Honorable Femi Akindele.
Right Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues, I just observed one thing that is fundamental, that I consider fundamental.
No, I want us to settle this one first.
Okay.
This particular one we are settling. Let's undo this one, then.
Yes.
If it is something else,
Right Honorable Speaker,
I will take you later.
On the matter at hand, Right Honorable Speaker, I will support 10 years.
10 years, okay.
Because of experience. Thank you.
Okay, if you don't have any opinion. Okay, Honorable Demola Ojo.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Honorable Ademola Martin Sojo, represent good and bad people of Ijiro constituency, the largest constituency.
That fund is affecting the largest constituency.
So, Mr.
Okay.
Chairman, I want to suggest that the 10 years is okay. The 10 years active in service is pensionable.
Yeah.
Why the 5 years is only enjoy the gratuity, and it can decide at any time to quit the service. But
Okay, it seems that is the general
people consider
popular
the pension.
opinion.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a popular opinion. So we will leave it at the proposal of the committee that we should give it 10 years cognate experience in the service. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, your observation now, Honorable Femi Akindele.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues. My name is Honorable Femi Olanrewaju Akindele. I represent the entire celestial and terrestrial bodies of Rep. Development Constituency 1. Right Honorable Speaker, I consider this fundamental, and I want us to take critical look at section 6 and 7 of this document. Because ordinarily, without this, my mind will not be averse to it. Right Honorable Speaker, I think there are 2 unions in the secondary schools as of today. We have Academic Staff Union of Secondary Schools. We have Nigerian Union of Teachers. That is a notorious fact. The 2 unions that they've been recognized by government. So if you now take section item 6 under section 2E, where we have representative of the Nigerian Union of Teachers. That means that is to the exclusion of Academic Staff Union of Secondary Schools. So these are the fundamental things that I just discovered in this document.
Yes, we should not make a law to seem to favor one person against the other person.
Thank you.
And when I say person, a person is an entity in this regard. I agree with you, we should not make law to the disadvantage of the other. So, do we make it a representative of the Nigerian Union of Teachers and a representative of Association of Senior, that's ASUS, Secondary School, Academic Staff Union, yes, ASUS. So let's insert that so that they will also be represented. Or do they have any parent body? Do we have ASUS? Because I know in the civil service now, for example, when I was there, I belonged to the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria. And we also have the other union, what's it called? Labor Union, Nigerian Labor Congress, all of which are under, we have TUC, all of which are under Nigerian Labor Congress. Am I correct? Yes. There is TUC, all these things I'm forgetting. So, do we have anyone, like umbrella body for the two associations? Yes. Maybe we can pick it from there.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable members, I'm Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awuni. As at now, we don't have any...
Okay, then, let's...
But I want to make a suggestion, sir. If we don't want to add, if we don't want to add ASUS or NUT, I think we can hide under the usage of representative of teachers. That one covers either NUT or ASUS.
What do you say, sir?
That section 32E, where we have the Nigerian Union of Teachers.
Yes.
Instead of referring to Nigerian Union of Teachers, so that ASUS will not be kicking against such a move, why can't we have representative of teachers of senior secondary school? That can be ASUS, that can be NUT.
No, but it's union. Union.
Then we can add ASUS then. There's no organization.
What do we suffer if we just allow the two unions? However, if tomorrow, because this is the area we have to look at in making laws too, what of if tomorrow another association spring up and they are not here? Do we just leave it at a representative, or two representatives, or a representative from teachers union, non-Nigerian Union of Teachers now? I think we should put it that way. A representative of teachers union will now pluralize the union, teachers unions. So not just single, yes. Honorable Tunde, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will align myself with that position, but I want us to go ahead to define the union.
Okay.
And also to ensure that the nomination is given to a particular authority. I don't want us to leave it open, a representative from senior, that's too vague, to be nominated by who? Maybe Commissioner for Education or something like that. Then, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. I don't want us to leave it open if we are going to do it that way. Then the unions, we will now define it to mean NUT, ASUP, or what's the name, or any union to be recognized by the government. We can define it in such a way that it is not going to create ambiguity, and also to protect other unions that may spring up. Sure. But I don't want us to leave it open. Let us make it a duty or a responsibility of the commissioner to nominate such a teacher. That's my own idea about it.
Now, okay, well, we cannot make law in anticipation, or we can make law in anticipation, but can we just do the two now? Let's just leave the two. And if there is another union tomorrow, amendment can always come. Amendment can always come. That's why law is not static, it's dynamic, and our society is also dynamic. So let's insert the two unions. Those are the unions that we know for now. And if there is peradventure tomorrow there are other unions springing up, then those who are here that time will also amend. But as of today, that is what we know. Representatives of Nigeria Union of Teachers and ASUS. I think that's okay. Thank you very much. Yes. Any other? Yeah, Honorable Joba, just so you call about the other, that your long name, self. Can you talk with on computer fire? Yes. Oh, okay. I thought you were raising your hand. Thank you. Now, we have considered the report of the committee, and having considered that report, we will take the bill one after the other so that we can report to the committee of the House. We have agreed at the committee, part of what we agreed to is that we will have the short title of this long title, but the long title shall read, a bill for a law to provide for the establishment of the board for the management of public secondary schools in Ekiti State and for other matters incidental thereto or connected therewith. If you are in support, say aye. Deputy leaders, deputy speaker, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Also, we arrangement of sections. Section 1, citation. Section 2, interpretation. Section 3, establishment and composition. Section 4, chairman of the board. Section 5, secretary to the board. Section 6, other officers and staff of the board. Section 7, functions and powers of the board. Section 8, power of the governor. Section 9, tenure of office of members of the board. Section 10, removal from office. Section 11, revocation of appointment of members of the board. Section 12, inspection of teachers. Section 13, uniform guidelines. Section 14, protection of member of the board. Section 15, religious beliefs, not to disqualify person from teaching in an institution. Section 16, consequential amendments. Now, having looked at the arrangement, if you are in support that this form part of this bill, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. In the bill, it is enacted that this bill be it enacted by the Ekiti State House of Assembly as follows. 1, under citation. Now, this is the citation of the law. This law may be cited as the Ekiti State Senior Secondary School Board Law 2025. Please change 2024 to 2025. If you are in support of this citation, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. So, after passage, it shall be cited as the Ekiti State Senior Secondary School Board Law 2025. That will be the citation of the law now. And Section 2, interpretations, incorporate all the amendments we made into Section 2. If you are in support that Section 2, in line with all the amendments earlier made, form part of this law under interpretation, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Section 3, establishment and composition of the board. It was our agreement at the earlier that we should amend Section 32B, Section 23C, Section 32E, and Section 32G, and which is under establishment and composition of the board. If you are in support, in line with the earlier amendment made, that's Section 3, and which Section 3.1 and Section 3.2 A to J, then Section 3.3, Section 3.4, A to B, Section 3.5, Roman figure 1 and 2, all of it form part of this law. Say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Meanwhile, under Section 3.5, Roman figure 5, it is clearly stated that the Education Board shall establish and maintain a separate account into which shall be paid and credited money from the federal or state government or any other source, so that they can also receive funds by assignment. Section 4, which was not under consideration earlier, I will quickly take Section 4. Section 4A, the board shall have a full-time chairman who shall be an experienced educationist or administrator with 20 years cognate experience and proven integrity. Also under section 4, the chairman, section 4B now, the chairman shall be the chief executive of the education board. If you're in support that section 4 form part of this law, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. So under section 5, because we did not consider it earlier, I will quickly run through it. Secretary to the board. There shall be seconded from within the public service of the state a permanent secretary to serve as the head of administration and secretary to the commission. The secretary shall be the accounting officer of the commission. That's section 5B. Section 5C, the secretary shall be responsible to the chairman for the day-to-day. Thank God we look at it. Let's add that. For the day-to-day running of the commission. Let's include day-to-day running of the commission. If you're in support, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Section 6, other officers and staff of the board. There shall be assigned to the board by the appropriate authority such other officers and staff by way of secondment and transfer from the public service of the state as may be considered necessary by the board. If you're in support that this form part of this bill, say aye. Those in favor, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Section 7, functions and powers of the board. Honorable Olowo Kere, can you read that section 7 to us, Chief Whip? Section 7 of the bill. Section 7, read to us.
Right, Honorable Speaker, sir. The bill given to me is not very clear. This particular one is not very clear. Of the report, it's not clear.
Honorable.
Right, Honorable Speaker, esteemed colleagues, I have resolved this year that I will not assist any lady in my life. Thank you, sir. I have resolved not to assist any woman this year.
Okay, on that note, I call Honorable Yomi Ayoride to take section 7 and read to us. Don't assist anybody, but read to us.
Right, Honorable Speaker, esteemed colleagues, directed by the Speaker, Section 7, function and powers of the board. The State Senior Secondary Education Board shall be responsible for A, the management of public senior secondary school in the state. B, the appointment, confirmation of appointment, reabsorption, promotion, posting, transfer, discipline, retirement, pension and termination of appointment of staff of the board. C, payment of salary and allowances of the employee of the board based on the scheme of service approved by the state government.
When you get to F, you can stand down and let Honorable Tunde Idowu start from there. It's a very long one, and that is why I have to also allow you to be part of this. This is a committee of the whole House. Yes.
D, ensuring that the minimum standard of public secondary school as may be prescribed from time to time by appropriate authority are complied with. E, organizing regular induction courses, seminar and workshop for its teaching and non-teaching staffs, training and retraining of teaching and non-teaching staffs. F, disbursing fund accruing to it both from federal and state government sources. I will now step down from
Yes.
here.
Honorable Tudedo, you can continue from where you...
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
And when you get to him, also stop.
Distinguished
For Honorable Tony Adaramodu to start, to continue.
Distinguished colleagues of Ekiti State House of Assembly, I am Honorable Tunde Idowu. I represent Ikere Constituency 2. As directed by the Right Honorable Speaker, I continue from alphabet G of Section 7 of this bill. Setting up an effective functional monitoring and supervisory unit in the collaboration with the Commission. H, undertaking new capital projects. I, ensuring that annual reports are rendered by heads of schools on teachers appointed to assist them. J, preparation of the annual estimation and establishment proposal for the board. K, dealing with leave matters, including annual vacation. L, regularly visit schools for monitoring, assessment, and investigation. M, register teachers in public secondary schools. N, that is where I'm going to stand down for the next distinguished honorable member. Comply and maintain service records of the employee of the board. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Tony Adaramodu, you take N to Q, and the man sitting next to you will continue from R. Don't muscle his voice now.
Mr. Chairman, dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Tony Kende Adaramodu, representing the good people of Ekiti West Constituency 1. N, compile and maintain service records of the employees of the board. O, maintain a welfare scheme for the employee of the board, which includes provision of car and housing loans and other welfare packages. P, publish from time to time a comprehensive list of staff in the public senior secondary school and ensure a regular personnel audit. Q, review and propose modifications in the operational method and organizational structure of the board as may be required from time to time. R, regulate the conduct of its own internal business. I think
Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Babatunde. The chairman. My name is Honorable Babatunde Omotayo. I represent the good people of Iseorun constituency. I will start from X, as directed by the Mr. Chairman. serve as an applicant body for petitions in respect of matters provided for in...
Then the question is, if they serve as appellate, which body has the original jurisdiction? Serve as an appellate body for petition in respect of matter provided for in this law. So which body has the original jurisdiction? Because can there be an appellate jurisdiction without the original jurisdiction? It has to flow from somewhere. So where is this one flowing from? Chairman committee. Àbí tán bá fẹ́ pe ẹjọ́ sí pé kò tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn, that's the meaning. Kò tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn. Wọ́n ṣàti máa dá lẹ́jọ́ níbì kan. So ibo náà ti dá lẹ́jọ́. Yes, Chairman, your committee look into this. Can you just quickly enlighten us so that we will know how to handle that? Now, Chairman, ad hoc committee, what's your view?
The Right Honorable Speaker, sir, I'm Honorable Jacob Adiyemi Awoni, representing of the Constituency 2. We have, as at now, we have the Teaching Service Commission that is about to change to a board now. The Teaching Service can also serve as an appellate body for any petition brought before it. But if we have a case that is so trivial and the board cannot handle, the Ministry of Education, where we have the Commissioner for Education, can oversee.
No, that's not what this law is saying. This law is saying that this particular board, will serve as an appellate to all matters that has to do with what this law has made provision for. So I am now asking, where is the original jurisdiction? Where does it lie? That's the question. Are we saying there is another body that tries matters that this law had actually made provision for? If this board will serve as an appellate, to have appellate jurisdiction. Honorable Tude, okay? Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This law intends to repeal the Teaching Service Commission law. Now, what we are trying to say here is that what is obtainable at the level of the Teaching Service Commission today is what we are trying to transfer to this board. And what is obtainable is that they serve as the panel. The Teaching Service serve as the panel, not appellate. Now, after making their decision, if the matter cannot be resolved at that level, then you take it to the Ministry of Education. So I think we should also look at a way we can just remove the word appellate. This board should serve as the initial stage of dispute resolution. Then they cannot resolve it, then they take it to the Ministry of Education. So we can just remove the word appellate. Then maybe we now include the line for the Ministry of Education, yes.
That is just it. We remove appellate. Because if we put appellate, then there is an original position that lies somewhere. So let's remove appellate. Serve as a body to consider petition in matter provided for in this law. I think that settles it. Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
T, perform other functions as may be assigned to its firm time by time the government and the commission.
Yes, by the governor and the commission. I think we should just put and or the commission. Because the word, that conjunction means that it has to be governor, and if the two is not there, then they cannot do it. So, and or the commission. Let's add that. I'm sorry, I'm doing this because to have a clever lawyer, they will give assignment. I will say, no, you can't do it. Because it's only the governor. The commission must also join. So the assignment can be from the governor and can also be from the commission. So let's add or after and to it. Thank you, Honorable Babatunde Omotayo Emmanuel. If you are in support that Section 7, inclusive of the amendment made, form part of this law, say aye. The ayes have it. Power of the governor in exercising its power under this law, the board shall be subject to the directive and control of the governor. If you are in support, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Section 9. Deputy Speaker, it's your turn to read Section 9. Let's take Section 9 together.
My name is Honorable Bolaji Olagbaju, representing the great people of...
You keep the right. You kept the right. So, all right, right, Honorable, yeah.
Representing the great people of Ado constituency 2, arise to read number 9 of the bill. The tenure of office of members of the board. A member of the board who is not an ex-officio member unless he resigns his appointment or is removed, holds office for a period of 4 years or for the period specified in his letter of appointment. Any person who, pursuant to subparagraph A of this paragraph, has ceased to be a member of the board shall be illegal for reappointment as a member for a period of 4 years. C, the governor may subject to such terms and conditions as he may think proper, extend the tenure of office of any member of the board. Number D, any member of the board other than ex-officio members may, by written notice to the board, resign his appointment.
Thank you. Now, if I may ask, I need our opinion on A of this section. A member of the board who is not an ex-officio member unless he resigns his appointment or is removed, holds office for a period of 4 years at one hand, or for the period specified in his letter of appointment. How do we see that? So any governor can come tomorrow and say your tenure is 1 year or 6 months. Because if we say at one breath 4 years, and at another breath we say for whatever is stated in your letter of appointment, I think we should have a definite time. Okay,
I think what they're saying in here, right, is that, this is very clear that such person holds office for a period of 4 years unless he or she is removed. So the tenure is specifically 4 years, sir.
No, look at the other leg now. Or for the period specified in his letter of appointment. That has taken away 4 years.
4 years.
That has taken away 4 years. That means if you are the governor, you can appoint and just say your appointment is for 3 months. Once that is what is stated in the letter of appointment. I don't know, can we? How do you see this? Do we still leave it at the discretion of the governor? Because the governor is the appointer. Yes, Honorable Joseph Yekola.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, Mr. Speaker, I just want to make an input that to me, this board that is going to replace the current Teaching Service Commission also fall within the categorization of a statutory board.
They are not statutory.
Then, if they are not statutory, the tenure will be flexible. I know the only rigid provision for tenure, this thing is for statutory board.
Okay, Honorable Femi Akinde, let me see your.
Right Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues. Right Honorable Speaker, you recall during the 6th Assembly, the tenureship of MDAs was reviewed. And one of the reasons for the review at that time was because of the judgment debt that has been gotten against the state from all these MDAs. Because once their tenure is fixed, and maybe the board or the person is removed from that place, the person will run to a court with that tenure and get judgment against the state. I want to suggest at this point in time that this appointment should be leave. It should be open at the mercy of the appointer.
Okay. And then do we just remove the 4 years and just allow it to be that the tenure, that the person holds office for a period specified in his letter of appointment? Is that okay? Thank you. So let's delete this holds office for a period of 4 years. Let's delete that and just leave it that for the period specified in his letter of appointment. I think that settles it. All right. So if you're in support that Section 9 form this law, say aye. If you're against, say nay. The ayes have it. Yes, Elijah, take Section 10, read to us. This is committee of the whole house. Whole house.
Thank you, the chairman. Dear colleagues, good afternoon. As I've been directed to read out Section 10 of the bill under discourse, removal from the office. The governor may remove from office any member of the board of the governor if the governor is satisfied that such a member, one, that is A, is unfit or unable to perform the functions of his office due to physical or mental incapacity. B, has committed an act of misconduct. C, has been convicted by a court of law for fraud or immorality. D, has been declared bankrupt. I rest my case, sir.
Thank you for resting your case, Elijah.
Thank you.
And we will resurrect this case now. The case is hereby resurrected by asking the question that if you are in support, that section 10 on the removal of office form part of this bill, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Resurrected and rested again. Section 11, Christiana, Honorable Christiana, please take section 11.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, section 11, revocation of appointment of members of the board. Notwithstanding anything contained in this law, the governor may at any time revoke the appointment of the members of the board. B, in the event of subsection above, the secretary shall carry out the functions of the board under this law until a new board is constituted. That is 11, sir. Should I continue or rest my case?
Rest your case.
Thank you, sir.
I will take 12 alongside 11 up to 15, to 16 now. So we take 12. What are you observing? Chief is special, Chief Observer.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, the section just read. In the event of the subsection above, the secretary shall carry out the function of the board. I feel, in as much as this board is the creation of this house, in the absence of this board, the house should serve as the board in the absence of a board, not the secretary. Thank you.
I think that's correct. That's very, very correct. For example, in the university council, once there is no council, they report to the house. And I think in the previous law, once there is no board, they're supposed to report to the house. But this is not talking about, I think this one is talking about the function itself. The permanent secretary can carry out that function while reporting to the house. All right. You want to add to it? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If the secretary is acting as the board, that means the secretary has already usurped the powers of these allo chambers. So I feel, in the absence of the board, the secretary should take instructions from the house.
Honorable Tude, okay, let's listen to other views, then we...
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to align myself with the position of Honorable Fawekun. But the secretary should be the one to carry out the functions, but under the supervision of the House of Assembly. That's how we can couch that place. It's going to be under the supervision. We cannot be carrying out the functions of the board. It's not possible. But he can do it, but under the strict supervision of the House of Assembly. That's how we can couch that place.
Yes. Any other opinion to that? Any contrary opinion? That's what I should. If there is no contrary opinion, it means we have consented, all of us, everybody consented to that opinion. So I ask the question again, any contrary view? Thank you. You all align that, and please let me make this clarity. Function of the board could only be carried out if there is no board in place. The permanent secretary carried out that function under the strict supervision of the house. That's just the thing, and that is how it's applicable. That's the law. Before now, even for universities, they take their, what's it called? If they want to do anything, they get their approval from the house. Once there is no council in place, that's the practice. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Inspection of teachers. The board shall be responsible for the inspection of teachers to ensure discipline regularity at work, and proper day-to-day running of the public schools, uniform guidelines. Subject to the governor's approval, the board shall maintain uniform guidelines, among others, on the appointment, placement, posting, promotion, and discipline of staff. Honorable Johnson Yekola Bode Adeoye, take 14 and 15.
Right Honorable Speaker, I am to take section 14 and 15. 14 reads, protection of member of the board. No suit or other legal proceedings shall lie against any member of the board or any person acting under the directive of the board for anything done or purported to be done, or for any word spoken in pursuance of the function of the board as provided for in this law. That is section 14. Section 15, titled Religious Beliefs Not to Disqualify Persons from Teaching in an Institution. No person shall be disqualified by reason of his religious beliefs or of his attending or omitting to attend to religious worship from being a teacher in an institution or from being otherwise employed for the purposes of church institution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. And if you are those in support, say aye. In support of what? Those in support that section 14 and 15 form part of this bill, say aye. If I can say nay, the aye serve it. I take the last section of this bill, and that is consequential amendment. The Ekiti State Teaching Service Commission Law, Cap E31 Laws of Ekiti State 2011, and the Ekiti State Teaching Service Commission First Amendment Law 2016 is hereby repealed. If you are in support, say aye. The ayes have it. Thank you. Now, this is the end of our committee assignment. Committee house on this bill. We will report at plenary. And since we have one more to take on, we'll quickly run through the other bill for our consideration at this committee of the whole house. Leader of the house. Thank you. Is the House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board First Amendment. Recall that the Loans Board became operational. Loans Board has always been on paper, but by the grace of God, through your efforts as members of the 7th Assembly, Loans Board became operational, and by the support of Mr. Governor. And now that it is no longer on paper, we have to also look into the laws governing that board now that it is operational. It was on paper before now. We now have staff at the loans board. And remember, this has passed through second reading, debated, and this is it was committed to the Committee of the Whole House for our consideration. Let's quickly look at it also. The law governing loans board was first made in 2012, and since then nothing has happened. Even the board was never to be until we came on board, and the law has been there since 2012, and these amendments are proposed. The title of the bill is a bill for a law to amend the provisions for the establishment of the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Staff Loans Board and other matter connected therewith, enacted by the Ekiti State House of Assembly of Nigeria as follows. Amendment 1. The provision of the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board Law number 13 of 2012 in this law referred to as the principal law is hereby amended as set out in this law. The citation will be citation, and long title of the law is amended to include pension, to read as follows. Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Pension and Loans Board Law. So we have now added pension to it instead of just Loans Board. It is now to be read as Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Pension and Loans Board. That is one of the amendments. So the title will now be a law to establish the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Staff Pension and Loans Board and other matters connected therewith. And when you look at the Local Government Service Commission, this is more or less what is obtainable. So we have under Section 3, composition of the board. Section 3 of the principal law is hereby deleted and substituted with another Section 3 to read as follows. Section 3, the chairman of the board shall be appointed by the Speaker. The board shall comprise of the following members: the Deputy Clerk, Administration, as member, the Deputy Clerk, Legal Matters, as legal advisor, the Deputy Clerk, Legislative Matters, as member, the Executive Secretary, House of Assembly Service Commission, as member, the Chairman, Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, Ekiti State Chapter, as a member, the Executive Secretary, Pension and Loans Board, will be the Secretary to the Commission. If you are in support of this, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Section 4, Secretary to the Board. Section 4 of the principal law is hereby amended by inserting the word executive before the word secretary in the section or anywhere it appears in the law to now read executive secretary instead of secretary. So we have executive secretary to the loans board, pension and loans board commission. We have executive secretary. Then section 5 now define executive secretary to the board. Section 4 of the principal law is hereby deleted and substituted with another section 4 to read as follows. Section 4, the executive secretary of the board shall be appointed by the Speaker among the management staff on the recommendation of the House of Assembly Service Commission. The executive secretary shall be the accounting officer of the board, and as the chief administrative officer, the executive secretary shall oversee the day-to-day administrative running of the board. B, collate all names of the applicants qualified to loan for ratification and approval of the board. C, collate all names of the applicant qualified for loan for ratification and approval of the board. Collate and maintain a list of staff enlisted on pension scheme. Maintain the list of fund administrators, custodians, and other institutions relating to pension matters as the National Pension Commission may, from time to time, determine. Ensure the maintenance of a data bank for pensioners in the legislative service. Liaise with the National Pension Commission from time to time on matters related to pension of staff. Ensure payment of existing pensioners and update the pension list and give adequate notice to staff due for retirement for proper documentation.
Observation, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, your observation.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Reading through the amendment to Fifth Amendment, C and B, I can see both are the same in letters and in meaning. So I think it's a repetition. Yes.
I saw that I want us to, before we delete C and reorder the numbering.
All right, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Let's do collate names of the applicant qualified for loan. Collate names of the applicant qualified for loan. It's still the same thing. Look at B and C. B and C, yes, same thing. So 4, before considering any application for a loan, the executive secretary of the board shall make inquiries as to the appropriateness of the application for a loan, and the executive secretary shall furnish the board with the full particulars of the result of such inquiries. 5, the executive secretary shall provide updated lists of staff due for retirement to board members. 6, every loan granted under this law shall be in accordance to the policy and rules enforced in the loans board. If you are in support that this form part of this law, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Citation. This law may be cited as the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board, First Amendment Bill 2025. If you are in support, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. This is the end of our Committee of the Whole House meeting.
Observation with the citation.
I have read it.
Yes, it's
okay.
At variance with the original citation in amendment number 2.
Okay, the amendments.
Yes.
Pension is supposed to reflect.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Yes, yes.
This law may be cited as the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission, Pension and Loans Board, First Amendment Bill 2025. Please, let's effect that. 2025, yes. No, law now. That's the citation now. It's become law. From, law. Okay, it's B that is there. Please change that to law. Why is a B for a law? A B for a law, but citation, amendment law, 2025. Thank you. Yes, I was saying that this is the end of the Committee of the Whole House meeting. Leader of the House, can you move a motion for us to dissolve back to plenary?
Right, Honorable Speaker.
And while you are doing that, get prepared to give comprehensive reports of the two bills considered during the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Right, Honorable Speaker. I will try my very best to my dear colleagues. Well done. Right, Honorable Speaker, having um, squeezed and debated and checked, done a lot to the two bills considered at the committee of the whole House. I want to move a motion that this House reverts back to plenary so as to continue with the order of the day. I so move.
Any seconder to that? Yes, Honorable Motayo Babatunde Emmanuel.
All right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Babatunde Emmanuel. I represent the good people of the cell. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second the motion moved by the majority leader that this House do disturb back to plenary. I so second.
And I put the question that those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House dissolved to plenary. Thank you. Now, Leader of the House, can you quickly give us the report of our meeting at the Committee of the House while we are considering those two bills?
Honorable Speaker and my dear colleagues, at the Committee of the Whole House, the Committee of the Whole House treated 1, the law for the establishment of the board for the management of public secondary schools in Ekiti State and other matters. And the report of the committee proposed amendments for interpretation to sections 2, line 4, sections 2, line 15, definitions of teacher, establishment and compositions of the board, sections 3, 2C, sections 3, 2E, sections 3, 2G, and apart from this, the Right Honorable Speaker took turns and requested members to take turns reading all the other clauses of the bill, and amendments were made to sections 9, section 7, sections 9 and 10. Having done these corrections, the members of the House approved all these sections as amended. The House went on to discuss the bill for the provision for the establishment of the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission, Staff Loans Board, and other matters. And members acceded to the amendment for sections 1, sections 3, sections 4, and finally the citation. Members all agreed to the amendment as proposed in the Committee of the Whole House. Thank you.
Very much. I'm Leader of the House. I will call on Honorable Tudedo to confirm the report as presented by the Leader of the House.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished colleagues of Ekiti State House of Assembly, I am Honorable Tunde Idowu. I represent Ikere Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, I rise to confirm that the report given by the majority leader of the House on the on what happened at the committee of the whole House is correct, and that is the true position of what happened at the committee of the whole House. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
You agree with me that it's always good to have a colleague from your other constituency. What you enjoy, Honorable Owokere does not enjoy it because she's alone. And one with God is majority. But in your case, yes, your colleague from the other side can easily assist you. Thank God you are back. And those in favor that is the actual, what actually transpired at the committee of the house should say hi. If I get saying then the ayes have it. Thank you very much. So on that note, we will look at the two bills, one after the other. Having listened to the reports of the committee of the whole house, and you will agree that it was our decision that this bill, the long title, we agree that it will be a bill for a law to provide for the establishment of the board for the management of public secondary schools in Ekiti State, and for other matters incidental thereto or connected therewith. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. We also made amendments and consider section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I will just take the title of those sections. Section 1, citation. Section 2, interpretation. Section 3, establishment and composition of the board. Section 4, chairman of the board. Section 5, secretary to the board. Section 6, other officers and staff of the board. Section 7, functions and powers of the board. If you agree that together with all the amendments that we have made into this bill, if you agree that this is what we have agreed to at the committee of the house, say aye. If you are against saying the ayes have it. We also said under section 8, power of the governor, that the power can exercise his power. Under this law, the board shall be subject to the directive and control of the governor. We also amended section 9, and we look at section 10, section 11, section 12. Section 10(9) is the tenure of the members of the board. Section 10 is removal from office. Section 11 is revocation of appointment of members of the board. Section 12 is inspection of. And we look at section 13, which is uniform guidelines. Under this, we say, subject to the governor's approval, the board shall maintain uniform guidelines, among others, in the appointment, placement, posting, promotion, and discipline of staff. We also agree that protection of members of the board shall form part of section 14, while section 15 would say religious belief not to disqualify persons from teaching in an institution. And it is clearly stated that no person shall be disqualified by reason of his religious beliefs or of his attending or omitting to attend to religious worship from being a teacher in an institution or from being otherwise employed for the purpose of such institution. And we also look at the consequential amendment, and we say the Ekiti State Teaching Service Commission Law Cap E31, Laws of Ekiti State 2011, and Ekiti State Teaching Service Commission First Amendment Law 2016 is hereby repealed. If you are in support that this is what we have agreed to at our committee of the whole house, say, come and say hi. If you are against saying it, the ayes have it. On that note, we have come to the conclusion on this bill. And attached to it is a schedule, which is constitution, tenure, and proceeding. The proceedings of the governing council is therefore attached to it. On that note, I call on the clerk to take the third reading of this bill.
Capacity speaking speaker and the 7th Assembly parliamentarians, Ekiti State Senior Secondary School Board Bill 2025, third reading. And the second one is Ekiti State.
No. We only take one. Thank you, ma. I only call you to take third reading of one. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. I know you are very much in haste. Don't worry. Now, recall also that this bill, Ekiti State Senior Secondary School Board Bill 2025 now, we have gone through a lot on the floor of this house. The bill is about 4 months. The House has debated this bill, committed this bill to committee. The committee also had stakeholder engagement, public hearing on this same bill. The bill came before the committee of the whole House, and the whole House considered the bill, and having passed through first reading, second reading, and now the third reading, the bill has now been passed into law, awaiting Mr. Governor's consent. Also today is a bill on Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board. This bill has also passed through first reading, second reading, debated. It was here at the Committee of the House on the 4th of February, and the House has also considered it at the Committee of the House and reported. Part of what we discussed at the Committee of the House before today now was that the title of this bill we now read, Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Pension and Loans Board First Amendment 2025. If you are in support that this law 2025, if you are in support that this is the title of this bill, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. We also did the arrangement of the sections. Section 1, amendment of Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission, Service Commission, Pension and Loans Board. Law 2020, amendment of, sorry please, there will not be pension on this one, sorry. Amendment of Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission, Loans Board, Law number 13 of 2012. Then 2, amendment of citation and long title of the principal law. 3, substitution of section 3 of the principal law. 4, amendment of section 4 of the principal law. 5, substitution of section 4 of the principal law. 6, citation. And it was agreed that amendment was made under section 1, changing amending the House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board law number 13 of 2012, which is referred to as the principal law and is hereby amended. We also agreed that the citation will now read that the long title and citation will now read citation Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Pension and Loans Board law, while the long title will read a law to establish the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Staff Pension and Loans Board and other matter connected therewith. So we consider composition of the board under section 3. We also consider secretary to the board under section 4. We consider executive secretary to the board under section 5. We also consider under section 5, we look at section 4 of the principal law to be deleted and replaced with new section 4, which is the executive secretary of the board, who shall be appointed by the speaker among the management staff on the recommendation of the House of Assembly Service Commission. The executive secretary shall be the accounting officer. These are matters that we have discussed under at our committee of the whole House. If you are in support that this form part of this law, say aye. If you are against, say nay. The ayes have it. And the citation. This law may be cited at the Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Pension and Loans Board First Amendment Law 2025. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Just like I mentioned earlier, and this is the end of discussion on this bill. And I call on the clerk to now take the third reading.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and distinguished honorable members of the 7th Assembly. Ekiti State House of Assembly Service Commission Loans Board, First Amendment Bill 2025, third reading. Thank you.
Thank you. The bill has become law, waiting for Mr. Governor's assent. Thank you very much. Leader of the House.
Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, having concluded with items 1, 2, 3, the next item on our order of the day is item 4, and that's the second reading on the Ekiti State Local Content Second Amendment Bill 2025. With your permission.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues. I rise to discuss the second reading for the bill to amend the Ekiti State Local Content Law. This amendment is co-sponsored by Honorable Aodeji Adegwite, and the amendment seeks to strengthen the legal framework governing local content participation in Ekiti State. You will remember that sometime last year, this House passed this law, and after implementing and operating this law, we have also found, or have also discovered the need to further strengthen the law and make it more operational than it initially was passed to be. The local content law was enacted initially and also now to promote indigenous participation in economic activities around our state, ensuring that contracts awarded by the state government prioritizes local businesses, our local workforce, and also the sales and commercial activities as it relates around our materials. This amendment is a significant step towards economic empowerment, job creation, revenue generation for our people. There are key points that were amended in this new amendment, and that is, one, encouraging the use of local materials. You also notice that this House also passed the Ekiti State Public Works Law. And as of today, I want to inform the House that this Public Works Department is up and doing. They are working in nooks and crannies of Ado Ekiti, and probably they are working in extension in other communities around there. And it is in the bid of securing our assets that this bill is proposing to make laws to improve on the possible IGR of the state. So one of the key introduction is a provision in section 27(3), mandating road contractors to source at least 70% of their asphaltic needs from the state-owned asphalt plant being operated by the State Public Works, provided the required quality is available. We are not saying that if they don't have it, that they must buy, but if the State Public Works has asphalt, it is on first point of call to procure from the State Public Works asphalt plant. The second proposed amendment is sections 27(4), which we are proposing that all government contractors to include local government clause to enforce compliance. The third inclusion is a review of the offenses and penalty section, section 21. The initial law as passed did not give consideration into the management of those fines as it relates to the offenses. So what we are proposing now is to give the Bureau the authority to alternate as the offense might be, to define what is considerable equal to the offense as penalty. So the review is for contractors who fail to comply with the local content law so that they face graduated penalties, with first-time offenders fined as per the third schedule, because there's a schedule now attached to this new amendment. So, and the repeat offenders to be fined up to ₦1 million. Persistent violators will face additional financial penalties, ensuring strict adherence to local content policy. 4, introduction of 4 new schedules. The first schedule established a structured fee system for contractor registration and certification. These are part of our areas where we did not capture in the first amendment. Then the second schedule details penalties for non-compliance with local content requirements in procurement and labor. The third schedule lists specific offenses, such as failure to hire 40% of our workforce as stipulated in the initial law, or the purchase of local materials along with the corresponding penalties. The fourth schedule provides an approved revenue code for funds collected under this law for accountability and transparency. My colleagues, my fellow colleagues, you can ask the question, why is this bill so important? One, the bill will compel contractors to source materials and labor locally. And that means it will create jobs for our people and boost local businesses. If there's no capital flight, if we are sure that all the funds that is given out as contract is one way or another finding itself back into our economic chain or circle, it means that it's going to increase the commercial viability of our economy in the state, and thereby increasing the possibility of our people to
Toluige, Michael, we have listened to you to the introduction to this bill. The debate will be stepped down to the next allotted date. Members will make their own contribution at the next allotted date. If you have further discussion to convince members to support your bill at the next allotted date, you will present us. Thank you. Is that not what you want me to do now? Thank you very much. Because I can see the way they are looking at you. I think you have to stop it now.
Thank you, right?
So at the next allotted date, please, dear colleagues, get prepared to make your contributions to the bill. You have listened to him why this bill has to say true. He has others at the next allotted date he's going to give us. So can you take us through the next one? Next item on the order of the day.
The next item on the order of the day is item 5, and that's Ekiti State Quality of Care Bill 2025.
Is this first reading?
Second reading.
If it's second reading, step it down. Step down. Thank you very much. It at the next allotted date. Yes.
Item after the review of the arrangements of the other paper.
Yes, item 6 is
of ad hoc committee on by the retirees of Bamidele.
Yeah. Did I hear you say why?
I would like to remind my colleagues
No,
that...
don't even go there. Did I hear you say why? You have not said anything. All right. So, Tolige, go ahead.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. So the next item, as earlier said, the chairman of that ad hoc committee is Honorable Abiodun Faweku. You may direct him to present his report, Right Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Abiodun Faweku. Can you present your report?
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I am Babatunde Abiodun Faweku. I represent Idosi constituency. The report of ad hoc committee on requesting intervention in non-payment of gratuity and pension arrears to Boesti, former College of Education in Ekiti retirees. Preamble. The House on Monday, 16th of December 2024, at the plenary considered the petition from Pensioner Association College of Education in Ikere-Ekiti, signed by Dr. Kola Jaja and Mr. Tunde Olowe, Chairman and Secretary of the aforementioned association, respectively, on behalf of the said association, requesting the intervention of the non-payment of gratuity and pension arrears of their members. The Right Honorable Speaker thereafter set up a 5-man ad hoc committee to consider the petition. Terms of reference. The Right Honorable Speaker, after constituting the ad hoc committee, directed the committee to thoroughly consider the petition and come up with its recommendation to the House. Both the petitioner and respondent were requested to submit necessary documents relating to the issue under consideration. The committee thereafter met on the 21st of January 2025 with the petitioner and the leadership of Bamidele Olumilua University of Education, Science and Technology, Ikere-Ekiti, Boeste, for a thorough deliberation. The petitioners and respondents made oral presentation before the committee to justify their respective positions. Documents submitted by the two parties were critically perused in order to ensure that justice is served and seen to be served. The petitioners at the meeting catalogued the deplorable condition of the pensioners and that the pensioners have been subjected to since 1993, owing to non-payment of arrears of their gratuity and pension. They further stated that they have been exposed to untold hardship, insensate sickness, terminal illness, starvation, and inability to meet up with their responsibilities. They concluded that the higher institution remain insensitive to their plight, despite the fact that they have served the college meritoriously before it metamorphosed into a university. The petitioners and members of the association were staffs of the defunct College of Education, Ikere-Ekiti, until they retired after 35 years of meritorious service or attainment of 60 years of age on the job. Since they retired, payment of their retirement benefits have become an Herculean task. Concerted efforts made on different occasions at persuading Ekiti State government through the College of Education Authority to live up to their statutory responsibility to then prove abortive. Arising from this, on the 30th of February 2018, the association resulted in a legal tussle as they subsequently took the matter to the court for necessary adjudication. With the hope of compelling the institution to do the needful, regretfully, the petitioners' strength was gradually declining on a daily basis, resulting to financial constraints to maintain and sustain their health. The association approached National Industrial Court of Nigeria in Akure Judicial Division to seek redress and compel Ekiti State government to do the needful and meet up with its obligations to the petitioners. In October 2018, after a series of engagements and litigation process, Ekiti State government accepted and pleaded for out-of-court settlement, an agreement bordering on the settlement of outstanding entitlement totaling 1,034 million naira only, was signed in 2020. The signing of this agreement gave the petitioner a ray of hope, but it never came to fruition. This amount was expected to be, as in the arrears was expected to be defrayed within 21 months, with effect from June 2020 to February 2022. However, Ekiti State government, through the College of Education, which was upgraded to Bamidele Olumilua University of Education, Science and Technology, Ikere, reneged on this agreement owing to paucity of funds. This became devastating to the petitioner, hence they are resolved to approach this honorable house for its intervention with the belief that justice will be served without a hitch. Prayers of the petitioner. The government, one, that the government should come up with settlement plan for the payment of all the outstanding entitlements. Two, payment of over 32 years outstanding gratuity. 3, payment of pension arrears. 4, payment of palliative to petitioner. May I inform the House that at the meeting, the committee instructed the institution to pay the palliative, which the institution has since paid to the pensioners. They have paid 3 months arrears of their palliative salaries, which they have paid them. 4, payment of outstanding 11 months on monthly deduction from the pensioners' salaries, stoppage of discrimination discrimination in the treatment of petitioners, payment of 20 to 28% increase to their members. Findings and observation. In the course of interacting with both petitioners and respondent, the committee observed as follows. 1, that the petitioners were actually retirees of the defunct College of Education Ikere Ekiti as claimed, that the petitioner have a genuine case. 3, that the case was taken to court for adjudication and they obtained a favorable judgment against the defunct College of Education Ikere Ekiti State government and Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, that the petitioner obtained a favorable judgment from National Industrial Court, Akure Division, on 11th November 2020 in respect of these outstanding entitlements. 5, that 3 months palliative allowance has been paid to the retiree due to the intervention of this House. That the respondent accepted and stated without missing words that the inability of the university to pay the huge outstanding debt was due to paucity of funds. Recommendations. After due consideration and submission of both parties, the committee wishes to recommend as follows. That the university authority should sincerely and seriously consider the plight of these pensioners and put in place a sustainable and far-reaching mechanism through which the outstanding entitlement of these pensioners can be paid on a monthly basis to alleviate their sufferings. 2, since Ekiti State government has entered into an agreement with these pensioners based on consent judgment of 11th November 2020, government should strive to honor this agreement because these are senior citizens and they deserve good and quality life at retirement. That the pensioners should be considered in the payment of 20 to 28 pension increments. That the pensioner should be accorded with utmost respect. Appreciation. Members of this committee appreciate the Right Honorable Speaker and distinguished members of this House for this privilege provided us to serve in this capacity. Honorable Babatunde Abiodun, Chairman. Honorable Alaja Miriam Ogunlade, Member. Honorable Femi Olarewaju Akindele, Member. Honorable Karim Agunbiade, Member. Honorable Barrister Iyabo Fakmule Okeme, Member. Mr. Gabriel Ogushiri, Clerk of the Committee. Thank you.
Thank you for a job well done. Leader, quickly move the motion for its adoption.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, permit me to appreciate the committee, ad hoc committee on the petition requesting for the intervention of the non-payment of gratuity for doing a yeoman's job. And Right Honorable Speaker, in view of this, I would like to move a motion that this House adopts this document as a working document for speedy consideration of the report. I so move.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Johnson Oyekola Bode Adeoye.
I rise to second the motion ably moved by the leader, Honorable Toluige, that the document as laid by the committee chairman, Honorable Biodun Fawekun, be adopted as a working document of this Honorable House. I so second.
Yes, those in favor that the report of the ad hoc committee on the petition requesting for intervention in the non-payment of gratuity and pension arrears to Boesi, that is former College of Education in Ikere Ekiti, retirees, be adopted as a working document of this House, say aye. And those against say nay, the aye service. Yes, this has become the working document of the House, and which is not meant for our consideration, particularly to look at the recommendations, having considered the findings. But I would suggest that we also step this down to the next allotted date for us to come up with our resolutions on the recommendation. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So please, Chairman, rules and business to the next allotted date. Now, can you take the next person?
Honorable Speaker, the next item now is item 7, and that's the report of oversight assignment conducted by the House Committee on Investment, Trade and Industry on their visit to the State House, Nanet, Abuja. The chairman of that committee is Honorable Temitope Loge. You may direct him to present his report, sir.
Yes, Ademola Temitope Loge, the Honorable from Oye Consensus 1. You may now wish to take the report as the chairman of that committee.
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues of the 7th Assembly, I rise this morning, Mr. Speaker, to present the report of our oversight assignment conducted by the House Committee on Investment, Trade and Industry to Ekiti State House, Nanet House in Abuja as mandated by Mr. Speaker. Preamble. The Committee on Investment, Trade and Industry, at one of its meetings, after due deliberations, resolved to embark on a working visit to the House, to Ekiti State House, Nanet, located in Abuja. The consideration of such a visit falls within the ambit of statutory provisions. Aside, it is the norm and in tandem with what has been in existence. Sequel to the above, the committee embarked on a trip to Abuja on the 19th of December 2024 with the following as our mandate. 1, to check on the physical status of the properties that make up Ekiti House in Abuja, to check on the management of the properties. 3, the commercial status of the properties vis-a-vis the location within the central business district of Abuja. 4, the profitability of the business to Ekiti State government. B, methodology. The committee took the important assignments one after the other as we engaged the liaison officers in various meetings and conversations. We communicated the essence of our trip to them and solicited for their support. The committee also interacted with the organization saddled with the management of the properties commercialized for hotel business. Also, we embarked on physical inspection of different structures within the territory in order to determine the state and the neatness. we engage the staff of the hotel in a successful discussion so as to acquaint the committee with their challenges with a view to providing solutions so that the core mandate of commercializing the properties could be adequately achieved. C, observation and findings. We met the new GMD, Mr. Adetunji Tolani, and the MD, Mrs. Aisha Onojefo. They briefed us about the current state of the properties. One of these properties was constructed around the year 2000 by the government under the auspices of His Excellency Otumba Richard Adeniyi Adebayo, the first civilian governor of Ekiti State. This particular structure has 3 wings. The hotel wing contains 58 rooms, out of which only 25 of the rooms is habitable. This therefore suggests that the hotel is functioning at less than 50% capacity, though the hotel is located in a very posh area of the Central Business District, Abuja, number 4, Call Mohammed Avenue, Central Area, Abuja. Mr. Speaker, the performance is below expectation. Negotiation is also ongoing about the possibility of leasing this investment to a private and qualified professional who is expected to upgrade and run the hotel properly and professionally on a build, operate, and transfer basis. The point of disagreement is the tenure of the lease. The intended lessee wanted a 30-year lease, but the government insisted on 15 years. Kavista Holdings that have been tested with the Kogosi Warm Springs Resorts and has turned the Kogosi Resort around are the intended lessee. The other wing of the property consists of the governor's office, other office accommodations and residential apartments occupied by some Ekiti State government officials. Mr. Speaker, the management of the hotel observed that the government officials are currently occupying the apartments illegally and renting them out unilaterally without recourse to the management. They therefore appeal to the committee to help them in ejecting such illegal occupants of the apartments. The management of the hotel under the present MD, Mrs. Aisha Onojefu, is doing everything possible within available resources to keep the hotel running. After briefing the new GMD, Mr. Tolani, and the MD, Mrs. Aisha, the management took the committee round for inspection of the property to confirm the state as presented by the management. The environment was neat and well maintained, Mr. Speaker. Recommendation. The property is strategically located and it has the potential to become a revenue-generating investment for the state if it is upgraded and properly managed. 2, we strongly recommend that the property be leased to a tested firm that has the capacity to upgrade the facility with reasonable lease agreement terms. 3, the present management of the hotel should be commended for keeping the place running in spite of limited resources. 4, we recommend that as a way of compensation, the present management and staff be given the right of first refusal whenever a new management takes over. 5, the legal occupants of the second wing of the property should be evicted without further delay, while the legal occupants should be documented for rent payments. The management of the hotel can still do more by embarking on aggressive marketing, taking cognizance of social media. The supervising ministry should also be alive to its responsibility. The ministry owes it a duty to keep the management of the hotel on its toes. That the hotel is functioning at less than 50% capacity should not be acceptable. If other contemporary hotels that are not well positioned or located can be operating at optimal capacity and recording high turnover, there should be no justifiable excuse for our own not to achieve such feat. There should be more publicity and advertisement for the hotel in order to attract more patronage. E, appreciation. The committee appreciates the leadership of the 7th Assembly under the leadership of Right Honorable Stephen Adeoye Aribasoye for giving us the approval to embark on this all-important assignment. Signed, Honorable Temitope Longe, Chairman, Honorable Patunde Abiodun Fawekun, Chairman, Right Honorable Akim Jamiu, Member, Honorable Tunde Omotayo, Member, Mr. Tope Akerele, Clerk. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. He didn't sign. Okay, Honorable Tony Aderamodu. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, that was a job well done by the Committee on Investment, Trade and Industry. And we must commend you for the job, your oversight function, which is expected of all of us as committee members. Our various committees should always endeavor to carry out our oversight function and also report to the House. I will call on the leader of the House to move the motion for the adoption of this report before we take further comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my colleagues. Right Honorable Speaker, given the submission of the reports on the oversight assignment conducted by the House Committee on Investment, Trade and Industry to the State House, Nanet, Abuja, want to move a motion that this House adopts their report as a working document of this Honorable House so as to further consider their proposals as recommended. I so move.
Yes, Honorable, are you adding with it?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My distinguished colleagues, my name is Ayodeji Adegbite, representing Ado Constituency 1. I hereby second the motion as moved by the Leader of the House that the report of the Committee on Trade and Industries be adopted as a working document of this House. Thank you.
I therefore put the question that those in favor that the report of the oversight assignment conducted by the House Committee on Investment, Trade, and Industry to Ekiti State House, otherwise known as NANET in Abuja, be adopted as the working document of this House to say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. Now, this report also will be considered at the next allotted date. Thank you. Yes, Leader of the House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. We appreciate your leadership, and I want to appreciate my colleagues for their dexterity and also their commitment to seeing that matters of the state get the required attention that is needed. You are all appreciated, sirs. Right Honorable Speaker, on the order of the day, the next item is item 8, which is the last item. And having exhausted all these items, I want to propose that this House adjourns until Thursday, the 6th of March, 2025. I so move.
We have some other assignment on Thursday that we want to carry out. That our sitting. Can we till next week Tuesday? Yes. Rephrase your adjournment till next week Tuesday.
Mr. Speaker, I want to re-amend my motion. Taking into consideration your observation of our commitment for Thursday, the 6th of March, I want to propose that this House adjourns until Tuesday, 11th of March, 2025. I so move.
Yes, I call on Honorable, yes, Idowu. I call Honorable Idowu Odebumi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly, distinguished honorable colleagues. I still remember my humble self, Honorable Comrade Idowu Odebumi, representing the good people of Oye Constituency 2. I rise to second the motion being moved that this plenary should be adjourned till 11th of March 2025. I so second.
Thank you, Honorable Idowu Odebumi. I hope Jameson is not part of your constituency empowerment program. Yes. May I, at this junction, also, will I say, comment or rejoice with or solidarize? But if it is about solidarization, I know what will happen with our Muslim brothers and sisters, particularly in this holy month of Ramadan, most especially our own Alhaja, Miriam. You know, now we have too many Abdul Binisa, Abdul Gadi Tunde, Abdul Johnson. Presently now we have so many of them. But the truth of the matter, a lot of them are not Abdul now. It is during Salah. When Salah comes now, everybody will can now begin to do. But we'll pray for more strength, and God will see you through this period of fasting. And we say happy Ramadan. But by the time you are killing the Erelia, we will join you properly. Do the fasting now, and we'll join you for the merriment. And I think Honorable Karim is not around. I don't know. Who? Oh, that's Honorable Akim Jamiu, yes, and all our Muslim brother. Abdul Latif. That Latif, I beg. Now, yes. And again, yes, to our Christian brothers, yes, tomorrow is Ash Wednesday. You see them now coming together. And when you hear Ash Wednesday, meaning that Christian Lent has also started. Can you see that? There was a time we don't have it together, but now we begin the Muslim, and it shows that that we must always believe in religious tolerance. We are one. We are brothers. So we solidarize with you, ma. But don't worry, ma. Every goody that is coming in the afternoon, just bring it. We'll help you handle them very well. Yes. So on that motion for adjournment, I will take Honorable Femi Akindele for whatever he wants to say. Eda, Abi?
Yes, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues. I'm Honorable Femi Olarewaju Akindele. Right Honorable Speaker, start from next week Monday, I want to urge everybody there should be no food, no water during the day. Once Christians will be fasting, Muslims will be fasting. It's going to be against the two religions for anybody to eat, starting from next week Monday. Thank you.
Do we make it a law? You can bring your bill. You can bring a motion to that effect. And let's see if it's going to be a popular bill or a popular motion of the House.
Chief, only will not allow the motion to fly. Chief, only will not.
But you know, Chief Awoniyi is even better. What of our Isheshe man? Honorable Johnson, you call out for the other way. Well, I wish all of us a good period, but I think on letter mode. And on this very serious note, this period is for true reflection. We should have true reflection. We should also interrogate our mind while fasting. It is said in the holy books that my people must humble themselves to seek my face. It's a period for us to reflect. It's a period for us to interrogate our mind, our conscience. It's a period for us to also shave those bad habits of ours and to continue living a good life. I wish all of us very good life, very, very good lives. Thank you very much. On that note, I put the question, and this time you use your part, voting part, to vote. For those who are in favor of adjournment till next week Tuesday, you press yes. Those who are against the adjournment, who want to remain, press no. You like, press no. The yes, we still have it. All right. At the end of the poll, 15 people voted yes, 3 said no. It's okay. The yes have it. I arise.